Most small business owners think public relations is something large corporations use to manage crises and cultivate journalists. This perception is both common and expensive because PR, understood as the discipline of building visibility and credibility through earned media, community presence, and strategic storytelling, is available to businesses of every size, and it delivers something that paid advertising cannot: trust. A journalist writing about your business, a podcast interviewing your founder, a trade publication featuring your expertise, these carry credibility that no advertising spend replicates. And for small businesses where brand trust is the primary competitive advantage, that credibility is not a luxury. It is a growth lever. This video is about how small businesses can use PR strategically without a large agency retainer or a full-time communications team. The first milestone is finding your story, the narratives and angles that make your business genuinely interesting to the media and the audiences it serves. The mistake most businesses make when approaching PR is pitching themselves rather than pitching a story. Journalists, bloggers, podcast hosts, and editors are in the business of serving their audiences, not their sources. The pitch that works is not, "Our company was founded in 2019 and we offer innovative solutions." The pitch that works is the one that answers, why does this story matter to this outlet's audience? And why does it matter right now? There are 5 story types that consistently generate small business media coverage. The origin story, a compelling founding narrative that connects human motivation to market impact. The expertise story, a counterintuitive insight or expert take on a trend that challenges conventional wisdom. The data story, research or survey findings that reveal something new about a topic your audience cares about. The social impact story, business activity that contributes to community, environment, or social good. The milestone story, a significant achievement, a major client win, a growth milestone, an award, a partnership, framed in terms of what it means for the market. Each story type can be adapted to different media contexts. The same story pitched to a local newspaper looks different than when pitched to a trade publication or an industry podcast. The second milestone is media targeting, identifying the specific outlets, journalists, and platforms where your story is most likely to land and where the audience most closely matches your target market. A story in the country's largest national daily may be thrilling, but irrelevant if your customer base is regional. A feature in the leading trade publication for your industry may reach a fraction of the audience, but drive significantly more qualified attention. Research the outlets your ideal customers actually read, watch, and listen to. Build a targeted media list with specific editors or journalists who cover your category. Study their recent work before pitching. Nothing signals a poor fit faster than pitching a story to someone who clearly does not cover that topic. The third milestone is pitch execution, the craft of a media pitch that gets opened, read, and responded to. Media pitches that succeed are short, specific, timely, and newsworthy from the recipient's perspective. An effective pitch, a compelling subject line that communicates the story angle in fewer than 10 words. A 1-paragraph lead that answers who, what, why it matters, and why now. A brief credential statement that establishes why you or your source is the right voice for this story. And a clear, low-friction call to action. Pitches that attach lengthy press releases describe the company in 3 paragraphs before getting to the story, or begin with, "I hope this email finds you well," are pitches that journalists have learned to close without reading. Follow-up is appropriate. One polite follow-up 3 to 5 days after the initial pitch, acknowledging that they are busy and asking whether the angle is of interest. Beyond that, the pitch has been seen and declined. Here is the trap. Many small businesses treat PR as a one-time campaign rather than a sustained discipline. They generate a flurry of media activity around a launch or announcement and then go quiet. Effective PR is a continuous practice, maintaining relationships with journalists and hosts, consistently producing expert content, building a reputation as a reliable source of insight in a specific domain. The businesses that earn consistent media coverage are not necessarily the most interesting businesses. They are the ones that have built the habits and relationships that make them easy to feature. Your go-to. Identify 2 to 3 media outlets or podcasts, ideally ones where your ideal customers spend time. Study the content from the last month. Identify one story type from the 5 described here that would fit their editorial lens and connect to your business. Write a 1-paragraph pitch. Do not send it yet. First, read the next section on what makes a pitch land. Then send it. If earned media is part of your visibility strategy, the video on public speaking and authority building in this series covers the live presentation component that often generates media interest in the first place. That is a valuable next step. Digital PR. The extension of traditional public relations strategy to online media, podcasts, and social platforms has become one of the most accessible and most effective tools for small business visibility. The category of podcast guest appearances deserves specific attention because it has become, for many businesses, one of the highest ROI earned media formats available. The podcast ecosystem has grown to hundreds of thousands of active shows, covering virtually every professional topic, industry, and audience segment. For a small business with specific expertise, there are almost certainly dozens of podcasts whose audiences closely match the ideal customer profile. A single well-placed guest appearance on a podcast with an engaged audience of relevant professionals can generate more qualified awareness and more relationship capital than months of advertising in the same demographic. The mechanics of securing podcast guest appearances follow the same principles as traditional media pitching: specific relevance, genuine value to the audience, and a credible credential. But podcast hosts are generally more accessible than traditional journalists and more willing to take risks on smaller but genuinely expert guests. A brief, personalized pitch that demonstrates genuine familiarity with the podcast, referencing specific episodes, identifying the gap in their recent coverage that the proposed guest could fill, is the standard that generates positive responses. The concept of PR measurement also evolves in a digital context. Traditional PR measured clip counts and advertising equivalency values. Digital PR measures the outcomes that actually matter: website traffic driven by media placements, search ranking improvements from the backlinks that earned media generates, and the qualitative credibility signal that appears when potential clients research the business and encounter feature coverage from credible outlets. Organizations that integrate PR metrics with their overall marketing analytics understand which earned media activity is generating genuine commercial impact rather than just impressions. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe to our channel for more practical insights. And if you're ready to go further, check out the next video on your screen.